Hey world, good afternoon, good afternoon. Another day, another video. Here we are. So, what are you guys up to today? I had to force myself today to get up and at least do my hair. I haven't done my makeup in so long, I just haven't felt like it. Between my allergies and my emotions, I've just been kind of ho hum. I'm still here, but I don't feel like putting on the full show. I don't feel like getting all done up. I also feel like being social without being social, meaning I'd like to be around people, but I don't feel like talking. I do so much ruminating in my head and so much thinking and so much talking to my damn self that I get tired. Sometimes I just want to sit back and listen. But then people look at me like, okay, you want to participate in the conversation? And I can't be like, no, not really, because that would be rude. So it's like I feel like being social, but I don't feel like being social. It's part of my sign, I guess, being a Cancer. Sometimes I really do retreat into my shell. And I hope you guys bear with me through those times because I definitely have times when I am quiet and reserved. And then I have other times where I'm just more outgoing. It really just depends on my mood that day, I guess. So, it's important though to be careful with your emotions because although it's great to have them and acknowledge them, we don't always want to act on them. Don't always act on your emotions because that could lead to a real quick downward spiral depending on what type of emotional state you're in. So, emotions ebb and flow. Acknowledge the emotions, but act on your inner self. Don't act on how you're feeling in the moment. You got to really ground yourself. And sometimes that means ground yourself, like punish yourself and put yourself in a timeout. I did that to myself. I put my own self in my own timeout for about 3 years. Yes, I had prayed on it and said, you know what? I'd really like to have a couple years off to just think. Who does that? Who does that? And who would ever get that luxury to have time off to think? I did. I got the time off. I've had plenty of time to think. It might not all have been in the way I had hoped to receive it. Some of it was through homelessness and depression. So, I did get the time off that I asked for, but it was very traumatic during that time, during part of it, during most of it, not all of it, but most of it. And now I'm trying to come out of those trying times. But I find that my emotional state, I'm struggling because I'll still go back to a few years back in my mind when I wasn't doing well. And I start having these irrational fears that I can't make it. I'll never be anything. I'm not smart enough. I've lost faith within myself that I'm able to do things, all because I had a few rough years. And that's not very logical either. I know really I need to learn to overcome. I can't sit and ruminate, boo hoo, woe is me, because nobody wants to hear that shit all the time. And I don't want to live it in my mind all the time. So I am trying, I don't know how successful I'm being, but I'm trying to act more on my core being versus my temporary emotions. So I want to be social, but I don't want to be social. I want to be around people and have fun, but I don't necessarily feel like talking just yet. It's crazy because over these past few years, while I was going through kind of a new awakening, I stopped talking. And that is really weird for me because I am a talker. I love to talk. I be talking all the time. But when I was going through these traumatic experiences, I really just shut down within myself and was like, I don't want to talk to anybody. It's nothing personal. I'm just trying to come to grips with my reality because you know how it is when the fog lifts and when you learn that everything you thought was real, like school, is not. That they teach you a bunch of fucking bullshit and hooey. Oh my gosh. I don't even know where I'm going with this video. I'm really just talking this morning. I don't know if I'm talking to you guys or if I'm talking to me. I'm trying to get myself up to say, Jody, you're gonna be okay, girl. Just like you guys, you're gonna be okay. I may not look the best right now. I may not be in the best position right now, but I'm gonna make it. You know, hard times, they happen, and we just got to get through them. And I find that, you know, each day I get a little bit stronger, and so that's very helpful. And I'm learning how to cope with my own self and my own emotions versus masking them, because it used to be uh I used to be at a point where I would have a negative thought or emotion. I couldn't mentally deal with it, so I would find outside distractions to keep me busy so that I wouldn't have to acknowledge whatever emotional thing I was going through, whatever traumatic state I was in, whatever had happened to me. I don't know, whatever the situation was at that time. So I would find that I would try to mask myself, pay myself pain by studying a lot or reading a lot or sometimes watching television, watching movies and stuff just as a distraction. But you got to be careful of that because you don't want to live a lie. And if you're living with outside distractions ruling your life and taking up your mental space, that's not a safe place to stay. You know, it's okay in moderation, but don't stay there. You know, eventually you're going to have to do your shadow work and deal with yourself, as hard as that can be. Because I know a lot of us have been through a lot of traumatic stuff, and a lot of us have blocked out memories you just don't want to remember, and you're protecting yourself by blocking your mind. And sometimes that's necessary. And other times it's not necessary and you need to unlock your mind. You know, do you have the key to yourself? Do you have knowledge of self? See, I'm still learning myself. I know I'm 47 years old. I'm kind of old. I should have true knowledge of self by now, but unfortunately I don't. So I'm on this journey of finding myself, and you guys are on it with me. So let's see how this crazy roller coaster world called life goes. Anyways, I hope you guys have a good day. There was no point to this video, really. Just saying hello, talking, thinking. I hope I didn't waste too much of your time. Because if you're looking back at this video going, this bitch just wasted 8.5 minutes of my time that I can't get back, I'm sorry. But hopefully you found something beneficial, even if it was just a friendly hello, keep up the good work, you got this, just a little bit of inspiration, because you guys are great. I'm great too. Pat my own self on the back. All right, everyone, take care. Peace.